So okay, you're just gonna watch me as I begin to apply, this Vaseline around my hairline. Okay, I'm gonna divide my hair in a few parts, okay, and apply it there. Okay. Now this is the comb that I usually use, okay, which is the rat tail comb. Okay. Now, because there's still Vaseline on my fingers, remember how I showed you how important it was to have the paper towel handy? We're going to wipe our hands, okay, with the paper towel. Because when it's time to put this back up, what's left on our fingers of the Vaseline is going to be touching the rest of our hair, and we don't want to, add that Vaseline, that petroleum jelly that blocks out, moisture, to the actual hair strands, okay, because this doesn't belong on our hair strands. We're just applying it to the scalp, remember, okay? Every step is important, Shima girls, okay? So this can come out correctly and with as minimal damage as possible. Every step is important. Now in the picture you saw at the beginning, hopefully you saw that my bobby pins were part of, the items we were gonna need. Okay, so this is where our bobby pins come in handy. You can also use hair clips and stuff, but I usually use bobby pins. It's, faster for me. Okay. Just wrap it around real quick, because what's gonna happen now, Shima girls, is that I'm going to mix the relaxer. Okay, wrap it around real quick. And I'm going to proceed to apply the Vaseline to the rest of the sections, okay, until all the Vaseline / petroleum jelly is applied to as many parts of my scalp as possible. So Shima girls, I'm gonna open my first relaxer kit here and gonna mix it and just get started like I usually do. Okay, this is how I usually do. As usual, this is the relaxer cream, Shea Butter Conditioning Relaxer Cream. Okay. This is gonna be our cream activator. Okay, these 2 packets is what's going to go inside. Okay, this is what's going to go inside the relaxer cream. Okay, all right. And then once it's inside the relaxer cream, start mixing it up. Okay, for at least 2 minutes to 3 minutes. I mix it up. Okay. The third step is gonna be the Silk Keratin Serum. Okay. The fourth step is gonna be the shampoo. Okay. The fifth step is going to be their conditioner. Okay. And it comes with the moisture hair cream. Okay. Now something very important I want to say, Shima girls, when you purchase your own relaxer kit and stuff, make sure you use everything as directed. Okay. On your day of relaxing, or even if you're coloring your hair, whatever is inside that kit, make sure you use it as instructed. Okay. Just dedicate that day for that by itself. All right. And be sure that your relaxer kit or whatever chemical treatment you're using, brings their gloves. Okay. I will start using this as soon as it's time to apply the relaxer. Oh, also you will need a pair of scissors. Okay, because we're gonna need to cut this. We're gonna have to cut the activator. Okay. Just cut a little portion here at the corners so we can squeeze it out. Okay, we're gonna open up our cream. All right. And be sure it's sealed. Okay, this seal is so important. Okay, this means that it came directly from the factory, that the product is fresh, that it's safe. The seals are so important. Be sure that your cream is sealed. Okay, we can throw this in the garbage. And then we squeeze all the contents into the cream. Okay. I'm gonna cut our second one up. And do the same thing. Okay, first one is already inside, if you can see. Okay, now we're gonna squeeze the second one in here. Okay, just follow the instructions. Since I've been doing this for years, I already know what comes next. But if you're a newbie and you're trying to do this at home, just follow the instructions. And one more important thing that I almost forgot to add, very important, if you're using a new relaxer kit for the very first time that you've never used before, or if you're going to relax your hair for the very first time by yourself, please do a strand test first. Okay, you're going to follow all these instructions, but when it's time to apply the actual relaxer after it's mixed, just take a section of your hair, a small section, and apply the relaxer, follow the instructions. And then once everything is said and done, your hair is all dry, whether you blow dried it, hopefully you roller set it, which is one of the safest ways to dry our hair. Then you test out that section to see if the relaxer took like you wanted it to take. Okay, don't just get a new relaxer, or if you're new, you never done this before, and you just do it, the first time by yourself. Always test things out first, because if something goes wrong and your hair falls out, which is the most extreme thing that can happen, your hair falls out, you don't want to go through that ordeal, all of your hair either falling out, or all of your hair, or at least most of your hair, being over processed, or maybe under processed, or something that creates a setback. Let's try to avoid that. Let's try to avoid setbacks in our Shima hair growth journey, okay? And it's simple to avoid these setbacks, Shima girls. Just pay attention and listen to instructions. Okay, so now we take the stick that came with the relaxer, and we just start mixing. Okay, I'm gonna start mixing this for the next 3 minutes, maybe 4. Make sure it's really mixed well. Okay, very important, make sure this is mixed well. So mix it for 3-4 minutes, or maybe 5 max. Okay, and mix it hard and mix it well, like this. So okay, Shima girls, our cream has been mixed. All right, this is how it should look. All right, it's been mixed pretty well. I've been at it for at least 5.5 minutes. Okay, now let's get the glove. Now having to use gloves is indication that, well, that working with a relaxer has potential, dangers attached to it. So that's why we have to wear gloves. So with that said, that's why it's very important, Shima girls, to, follow the directions. Really pay close attention to what we're doing, okay? Make sure you did that strand test. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you how I usually do it, okay? I'm gonna show you at least one section, okay? Because after I do this one section, I'm going to repeat the same process throughout all of the sections. Now, something important I want to point out, yes, I do relax my hair in sections. I have to. I have an intense amount of hair. And, and I'm just going to apply the relaxer on all of my hair, and, and that's it. It doesn't work like that for me, okay? I take my time with my hair, all right? And that's what I want you ladies to do as well. Take your time with your hair so your hair can reward you for it. So every section that I'm going to relax, let's pretend that's just one whole head of hair. Okay, so I allow the relaxer to sit, for me, I allow it to sit anywhere from 20 minutes to 25 minutes max. All right, okay, and this is how I begin. I'm going to use a combination of 2 items. I'm going to use the stick, okay, the wooden stick that comes with the relaxer kit, and I'm also going to be using my rat tail comb. Okay, the majority of the time I use my rat tail comb. Okay, because as I use my rat tail comb, I'm gently combing the relaxer through my hair strands, and it helps to, distribute the relaxer perfectly throughout each hair strand. Now, the safest way to start a relaxer application is to start always from the back. And what happens is that this section here is very delicate, Shima girls, okay? Our hairline is very delicate, and we have to treat it like that, very delicately. Because, some ladies, when they start from here, this part is already processing, and by the time you get to the back side, this part has already processed too long, okay? And that's why, usually you see ladies walking around with, this part completely bald or severely thinning out, okay? Because it over processed, and it was, and it's a delicate part of our hair. Very important step that I take is to start from the back, okay, then work our way to the front. Okay. Also be sure that you have a clock near you to notice what time you got started. Okay, so you can, you know, keep count of your time. Now remember, this is mostly applied to the new growth. But with that said, don't worry so much if it overlaps onto the already relaxed hair too much. Don't worry so much about that, okay? You're not gonna die, all right? Sometimes I overlap as well, okay? We're only humans. But, you know, concentrate as much as you can only on the new growth and you're gonna be okay, all right? Good. Now this show you how my new growth looked it in my previous video called Shima's New Growth. So I would say some sections were 1.5 inch, while others were at least 2 inches long of new growth. And others were maybe even 2.5 inches long. I usually don't get into that measuring stuff because I'm driving myself crazy. I just take a look and I see the new growth, and that's all I go by. Okay, you see how I took a little bit more relaxer? Because what I'm about to do now is use my rattle comb to help me distribute the rest into the new growth. Okay, this is why it was very important to detangle our hair at the beginning, Shima girls, because now you're gonna be smoothing it, you know, smoothing it through. And if this was tangled up, you would not be able to do this. Okay, every step is important. So this can go smoothly, Shima girls. Now I go way faster than this, but the thing is I'm trying to show you ladies how I do it. So that's why I'm turned to the camera so that you ladies can see. Okay. Now to make sure that the relaxer is really pressed into that new growth, I use the back of the rattle comb. Okay, and you know, I do gentle pressure against the new growth, just like this. Okay. So now I'm using two techniques here. The back of the rattle comb to press the relaxer further into the new growth, and the front, the teeth of the rattle comb to continuously distribute the relaxer into the new growth. And then I use either the tail of the rattle comb, or sometimes I use this, you know. As long as, you know, I divide the hair. Now you see how the distribution process, you know, helps distribute, you know, some of the relaxer into the already divided part. Okay, that's why it's very important to, you know, use this type of comb to help us, you know, distribute as much of the relaxer into our new growth area. So by the time we dividing our parts, you know, the relaxer has already, you know, traveled there, and we don't have to apply too much more relaxer. Okay. Now I'm working both sides here. You see, I'm adding to this side, and at the same time I'm adding to this side. Okay, killing two birds with one stone. Now, as we start distributing here, we're already basically distributing onto our hairline section, but notice how long it took us to get to our hairline section, as opposed to us having started from the hairline section, which is the most delicate part that can, you know, potentially over process or under process or even fall out. Okay, about maybe I would say 8 to 9 minutes it would have been processing. Okay, so keep that in mind. This is the way I strongly suggest you proceed, Shima girls, so we can protect this hairline area of ours. Okay, now is that the hairline area is starting to be relaxed. Okay, see, now we got to the hairline area. Now we can apply relaxer there. Okay, there we go. Okay, remember to take paper towel and wipe out any relaxer that may have overlapped onto your forehead, ladies. Remember that our skin is also very delicate. All right, and then since I have still a few more minutes to my advantage, I'm going to continuously just smooth the relaxer further into the new growth. Okay, so it's wet now. I'm going to apply a little bit more pressure from the back of the comb. All right, and all the inside already has relaxer in it. All that inside of the new growth, all of this inside already has relaxer. So that's the importance of us dividing our hair, okay, and applying the relaxer with the back and the teeth of the comb. Okay, so all we're doing now is just furthering, combing and pressing the relaxer further into our new growth area. So, okay, Shima girls, after I'm done with that, I twist my hair like I did at the beginning. After I had, detangled it, just twist it. Make sure, unless you wash out your comb, make sure you don't comb your hair as you're twisting it about. Just start twisting it, because the relaxer is still on the, on the comb, and you don't want it to be, distributed through the part of the hair that's already been relaxed. Okay? So we just twist it about. Again, like this, how I go about it. And to further make sure that the already relaxed part doesn't touch the new relaxed part, this is what I do. I take one of these conditioning caps first. Well, first of all, I pin it in place, right? And I recently just started doing this, putting the conditioning cap over, my twisted, my twist here. You learn new stuff as you go along, And I just put it over it like this. And that's that. This will further protect the part that's not relaxed of the hair from touching the part that is relaxed, which is the new growth that we just relaxed. Okay, so then I leave it like this for, the rest of the 5 or 6 minutes that I may have left. And then I remove it, then I wash my hair, with tepid water, which is between warm and cool water. Okay, I wash it, I apply the shampoo, that comes with the kit. All right, then I wash it out again, pin it back into place. I roll it back up like you saw, pin it back into place. Okay, and maybe I'll put this on again, as a precaution as I'm relaxing the other new growth. Okay, so I continue to do the same thing you saw that I did with the section. I'm continue to do it throughout the rest of the section. Okay, so I'm gonna start relaxing the rest of my hair, Shima girls. Now, after all of my hair has been, shampooed out with the relaxer kit, I've applied the conditioner, I've applied the silk keratin serum that came with the kit. And after all is said and done, as I proceed to roller set my hair, I use my Shima Hair Repair leave-in conditioner. I apply it, to the sections of hair, and I'm going to roller set and make sure, that everything is, thoroughly saturated in my Shima Hair Repair Leave-In Conditioner. Because I created this specifically, for, situations in which we also got to relax our hair, okay? Because remember, my Shima Hair Repair Leave-In Conditioner is essential to help us, detangle our hair. Remember that when our hair is wet, it gets tangled up and it's difficult to detangle, if you don't know what you're doing. But now, hopefully, most of you know what you're doing and you know how to detangle your hair, especially you have your Shima Hair Repair Leave-In Conditioner. Okay, this is an essential product to have, Shima girls, to help us detangle our hair when it's wet or damp. Okay, so we can do our roller set, feasibly, or blow dry our hair feasibly. So make sure you have your Shima Hair Repair Leave-In Conditioner. And after I'm done with my Shima Hair Repair Leave-In Conditioner and my hair is already dry, from the roller set, then I begin to apply, my Shima oil. This is very, very, very important, Shima girls, because remember, relaxers, they tend to dry out our hair. Imagine, let's say, you dry your hair naturally. You finish applying, the shampoo from the relaxer kit. You finish applying, the conditioning, and then you just let your hair, dry. You're gonna notice, that it's relaxed, but it looks dry. Okay, so it's very important that you moisturize the hair. Even they have a moisturizer in there as well. Okay, so you can use that moisturizer, but remember to use your Shima oils throughout the rest of the days, to protect your hair from the drying effects of the relaxer. Okay. And well, that's it, Shima girls. Again, I hope you learned a lot from this tutorial with me. This is how I do my relaxers. I've been doing it, for a very long time. And, you've seen the results. You've seen that, ladies that relax their hair, they can grow booty length hair as well. Okay, but they have to know what they're doing, okay? Have to pay close attention, to details, so that everything can be done correctly from the beginning, all right? So I'm gonna be back, very soon to show you the results, of my new relaxer. So I'm looking forward to seeing you beautiful Shima girls again, and stay tuned. Shima will be back. God bless.